Alright guys, welcome back. This is still Obidati Family TV, and of course this is the show The Possible Nigeria, and today we're here to look at again how we can make this country better, and when it comes to the forthcoming general election, February 25th. And of course my name is Ibe Chooks. I'm here in the studio with my very wonderful, awesome co-host King Kamsi.
Thank you so much, Chooks. Amazing morning to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it's 23 days to the day of election, and just like Chooks said, the program Possible Nigeria is a program where we get to look into how we can make our Nigeria Peter Obi-Sibu.
I like the word.
So we're looking deep into the manifesto and doing the dissecting and pushing forward.
Yeah.
That's it, really.
Yeah. And you said today we are looking at the civil service sector.
Yes, and also the restructuring of the civil service sector. We're looking at honesty and efficiency in that sector, and how the Peter Obi factor is going to take the civil service sector to become much better and enrich it and also strengthen them. I want to start by, laying a disclaimer. Yes, that everything you hear on this show today is not a direct jab at anyone or any institution, but we all agree that we need a better civil service system.
Sure.
I want to start by, the modus operandi of different states when it comes to tax collections. When it comes to tax collections from, especially the commuters, because I feel they don't get enough credits, but the commuters are the one who pay taxes the most in Nigeria.
Sure, I agree.
For every time they load their buses at the park, they have to pay a certain amount, and it's usually to quote unquote the abbers, the thugs, I want to call anyone a thug, but at the motor parks we have people who are the ones who collect the taxes from them, and we've seen that happen from time to time. There is still no conversation yet on how to digitalize totally tax collection. Why have someone repeatedly keep paying a particular amount to touts, end up having different misunderstandings, When you, from time to time, you go to the park, you see a driver fighting with one of those or the tax collector insulting a driver. It's always a crazy situation in parks in Nigeria, and it's not restricted to just one state. It's everywhere. And now, in a time like this in the world, when we're speaking about digitalization of every sector, we're still having situations like this. So restructuring the civil service is something that should be looked into. And also, in terms of honesty, how many of these tax collectors end up remitting the actual amount that they collected to the government?
I think, Kamsi, that's a good point. The problem, if you ask me, I think is a problem of interest, self-interest. Not that the government doesn't know what to do, but I think there are cabals that have hijacked the system. Because what I noticed that what they do is that people, like for the motor parks, like you cited, people take these deals like, so that's an auctioning. Someone is awarded this contract, or people are awarded this contract, sort of a contract, I don't know if it's right to call it that. They pay a certain amount to the government, and then they go on their own, mobilizing what you call their boys to now get this money from, and then they are being paid directly. Most of them stay in the hotel for a year or more. So, because these cabals have hijacked this system, that is what we'll have, because at the end of the day, you find that the government is not getting exactly what they're supposed to get from, from the transport system. And I think it's in Anambra that the governor, the incumbent governor, tried to redress that by digitalizing the tax system, especially when it comes to transportation. And I think he met very serious resistance. Of course, you can argue by the cabal that seems to be benefiting
from that criminality.
From that criminality. And it's not just in this in transport sector, it's everywhere. If you ask me, this same issue, we have it in power, where you have certain cabal that have hijacked
the sector as
the
well.
sector, yes, and doesn't want us to enjoy steady electricity because they are benefiting from either the importation of generators and
Even look, take